backlinks and coverage on Bloomberg, The Sun, Telegraph, Express, Standard UK, and it only took me 3 hours of work. Let me show you exactly how I've done it. I will even share with you the email that I've sent to the journalist, the exact pitch. So let's jump on my screen and let's see how I've done it. So the research was quite simple. All I had to do is just go to Google Trends and put in electric car and search for it. It was like 30 seconds research. That's all the research needed for this campaign. Then the data has shown me that there's been a massive hike in searches for electric cars because of the fuel shortage. So people were disappointed by not having petrol in their tank and they were looking for an alternative solution. And everyone was looking for electric cars. As you can see here, is a massive spike. The actual data for 7 days back then was even more spectacular. When I've done the research on the 25th, this was on Saturday, there was a massive spike on the 24th. So the data was showing quite a spectacular hike in online searches for electric car keyword. This chart is the story. This is the story that got all of these backlinks. So what I've done is I took this screenshot, I attached it to an email, and I composed just a simple email saying, look, this is what we found, this is what our client CarGuide.co.uk has found, and we've added an expert commentary on the situation. Let me show you how the email looks like. This is how the email looks like. It's so simple. We just said, hey Michael, or hey journalist name, analysis of Google search data reveals online searches for electric cars exploded 1600%, which is like 16 times, on the 24th of September. As you can see on this chart reflects exactly what I put in the email, and we just say new finding by our client reveals that this online interest skyrocketed, and then we've added like an expert commentary from our client on the situation, and then we added some really good like factual stats about electric car registrations in August. We've put in the sources, and then we further commented on it. And then I just say, if you need anything else, do feel free to get in touch. We've attached 2 images here and happy days. That's all. That's the whole campaign. It literally took me like probably 1 hour to do the research and to craft this little email. I just had to rewrite it like 2 or 3 times until I thought it's good to go. And that's the whole execution of the campaign before the outreach. Now let's look at the outreach process. I will show you exactly how I found the journalists and how we created the list with Roxhill. Let's jump onto my other screen and see exactly how I've done it. So this is Roxhill. Roxhill is a media database where we can find journalists, relevant journalists, and we can export their email addresses and their contact details. So we can export them from here and then import them into BuzzStream. Let me just show you how we do it. So what I've done is I just went to simple search. I just put in, so I've created 3 lists for this campaign. One of them was more personalized list, where I just put in the keyword fuel shortage. So whenever a journalist talked about fuel shortage, Roxhill will find that journalist for us. And what I've also done, I made sure that we select the date as the journalist who wrote about fuel shortage in the past. I think I've done it in the past, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, so that we have like fresh data, fresh journalists there who I knew they were talking about it. So we have got like 200 journalists. I just downloaded it from here in a simple spreadsheet like this. I went onto BuzzStream. I created a new list. I imported the journalists in here, and then I just sent out this email to them. Let me just show you. These are like the journalists. We have like 200 journalists here who we know that they talked about fuel shortage in the past 2 or 3 weeks, which were like the exact journalists who we know might be interested in this story. This is like an extra angle to their story, and they can further add value to their readers by showing that electric cars have had like a massive spike in searches. And then we imported that list here and we sent out like 200 emails to the journalists. Then what I've done is I've also went to the publications, the outlets filter, and then I've chosen the sector, which was transport and autos, and I've got in touch with about 260 automotive blogs. It's the same. We can export the details, all the magazines, and then we have like their email address here. Again, I just imported that list in here, and then I reached out to all of these websites. And I sent out again like a few hundreds of emails. And then a third list is where I went on and manually Googled car publications and found some of them were not in this list. So I created another manual list, which you can find here. So that was all the work that I've done. I've sent this out. It was a 3 hours-ish work on Saturday afternoon. Really good fun. it got us lots of coverage, like crazy coverage. I hope this story gives you inspiration and it just gives you drive to build better backlinks. As you've seen, you don't need massive resources all the time. There might be niches, and in most cases you do have to do a lot more research, but this is yet another testimony that sometimes even with a simple research, with a simple story, you can land massive links. I hope you find this useful. Let me know in a comment if you have any other questions and I'm happy to answer them. Have a great day or a great evening. See you soon.